Questions, and more questions. Let me see if I still got any new answers.
DreAllDay.com.
Listen to me, I can't say it enough. Not only work on your game, perfect your craft. It's your craft, it don't belong to nobody else. Nobody else is responsible for it. You can do, you can be, you can have whatever you want. So for real, work on your game.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Welcome everybody. This is Friday, September 5th, 2014. Q&A. You'll be watching this video on Saturday, September 6th. Welcome everybody to the show. For those who are not familiar with how this Q&A works, what I do is go through the comments from the previous week's video. I'm going to answer these questions in rapid fire succession. I have not looked at these questions yet, so I have no idea what anybody's asking me. I'm going to keep these answers short. If your answer requires more detail or a little bit more of my time, I suggest you email me pretty soon. A couple house cleaning issues we want to get to first before we get into the questions. Pretty soon, very soon, probably by the time the next Q&A comes out, which will be Q&A 36. I'm going to be offering some packages where people can get kind of coaching or consultations with me on things that you want to ask about, whether it be a game or it could even be something outside of playing basketball. It could be some business things, personal things, things like that. That's going to be up. It'll be available on my site, and I'll make a separate video about that. But the reason I'm bringing that up now is because some of you have questions that go into much more detail than what I'm doing with this Q&A rapid fire. Maybe eventually with the Q&A, I'm going to go to just taking the top 10 questions. We're going to see how things go. So if you're posting the question here, make sure you take some time to think it out and ask me a good question. Don't ask me nothing dumb. So we're going to get right into the Q&As here. This is number 35. Again, this is coming out on Saturday. If you have a further question on top of this one, you can leave it in the comments to this video down here. Make sure you make it a good question, because if and when I decide that I'm only going to take the top X number of questions, if yours ain't good enough, your question won't be addressed. So make sure you put some time and effort into it. Let's get right into this. First question, Imam Poe says, does it matter which ball you practice with to improve your handles of shooting, or practice with a worn out basketball that always needs pumping up? No, it does not matter as long as the ball is the correct size. If it needs pumping up, you pump it up, you use it. Sean Mahal says, do I practice shooting every day, or I find myself shooting with a different type of release all the time? I practice one release and sticking to it, but when I play in the game with instincts and stuff, I always shoot differently. How can I stick to one release? Sean, you're probably not practicing that much with one release, because your instincts is going to do whatever you teach it to do. So if your instincts have you shooting one way and you're practicing another way, and you're probably not practicing enough, so you're lying to yourself. I would say go check out the Pro Shot Shooting System Handbook, which you can get on my site at DreAllDay.com/PSSS for Pro Shot Shooting System. It's free. It's like 150 pages and it answers every question about shooting. Obito Swagarama said, can you create deluxe hoop handbooks for NBA players where you break down the player's game in the video, like how that player utilizes that skill, show their number one move, how and when they use it? Obito, that's kind of already in the hoop handbook programs already. A lot of times players are asking me to do all this extra stuff for the programs. If you did everything that's in the program, you wouldn't need me to make no more videos about anything. If you did everything in that program and kept doing it, working on it all the time, you don't need me to make no more videos for you. So anytime any of you players out there, Obito, whoever else asks me to do all this extra stuff with the signature workout programs, if you was to do the damn program and keep doing it and keep working on your game, you don't need nothing from me. Next question, Elias Money 12 says, how good were you with women when you were in high school or college or high school? I don't know, you're gonna have to wait till I write a book about that. Zion says, will you ever come play in Las Vegas? I played ball in Las Vegas a couple times, Zion. I don't live there, so it's not something that's exactly on my schedule. Next, Tyrell Miller says, would you ever come to Canada to train players? I could use your help in my game. I have Kyrie Irving and ball handling programs, but I find some of it confusing. I don't have access to a gym to actually do the work. Well, Tyrell, I don't know what part of it's confusing. It is written in English, which obviously you speak and you understand how to play basketball. So some part of it's confusing. You can contact me directly about it via email, dre@dreallday.com. As far as coming to Canada, is not exactly on my schedule right now, but never say never. You never know where I might show up. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, once I put together this coaching consultation packages that players will be able to get from me individually, we may be able to work something out. You never know. As Magnuson97 says, could you comment what was the last name of the Misery book that was by Robert? The book is called Mastery, not Misery, Mastery, and the author's name is Robert Greene. And if you go to my website and look at the books I read page, it'll be right there in front of you. Jake C says, do you agree that 50 Cent looks like someone from the Ninja Turtle movies? No. Lucas If says, Dre, I love your videos and Hoop Handbook programs. Can I do a Jerry Stackhouse or Eric Bledsoe? Keep up your good work. I think Stackhouse is a possibility. Bledsoe is also a possibility. Neither one of them is on the next group list. We'll see. I had to think about those a little bit more. But thank you, Lucas. Onin Only says, Dre, I have a lot of moves in my bag of tricks. I'm still working on them. Should I work on each at least once a day? And I keep forgetting to use some of these moves in games. What should I do? Only you should practice more. You have to figure out what your game is. There's nobody else in a position to tell you what to work on every day. If you had 100 different moves you could do, you can't work on 100 moves every single day. You probably run out of time, energy, and talent. As far as forgetting to use moves in games, your problem is you're trying to remember what moves to do, which means you're not practicing enough, you're not playing enough. So you need to do a whole lot more of both. Stop thinking and talking so much and put in more work, and your instincts will take over. In the game, you shouldn't be thinking about moves. Lots of Sheep says, Dre, I'm your #1 fan. And his question didn't make no sense. Billy Darris says, what's been going on with Summer Series? Thanks for answering my question. Billy, I don't know. Summer Series is a Nike event. I do not work for it, nor do I represent Nike, so you had to ask them. Kaneen Prescott says, thanks for the videos. I appreciate all you do. You're a great player. If you ever had a camp in North Carolina, I would definitely go. You should think about doing camps you would be good at. So thank you, Kaneen. If I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, I apologize. As I mentioned before, the player asked me about Canada. Now it's North Carolina. Maybe I should just go on a tour. Dr. Flyest Guy. I'm subscribed. I don't really follow your life. Are you currently signed with the team? No, I am a free agent. I'm signed to my own team. I play for the team I own. Ahmed Masood says, this question made no sense. Darius Vlad says, I love your videos. My question is, I'm 6 feet going into 9th grade. Used to playing center because everybody I play with is shorter. I want to play guard. I have okay handles. I can drive to the basket. Do I have recommendations for signature workouts? If you want to improve your guard game, then you should get a signature workout program that's based on a player who plays that position. And obviously, Darius, you watch basketball, so I wouldn't have to tell you which players are guards. You know who a guard is: Stephen Curry, Rose, Kyrie, Chris Paul, Allen Iverson. I mean, you know who the guards are. You can look at it and see right there in front of your face. As far as the fact that you play center, I can't do anything about that. That depends on the personnel of your team. The coach needs you to play center, you play center. If you want to play on a team where you're not the tallest guy, go find one. NJ Video says, am I going to get the Kobe 9s? I don't know, NJ. I'm waiting for you to send them to me. I've been checking the mailbox. I ain't seen them yet. Jerry Best says, do protein supplements stunt your growth? I'm 5'11", and I'm 15. I don't want my growth spurt to be ruined. Please help. Jerry Best, at your age, I wouldn't even suggest you take any protein supplements, but that's just my opinion. I'm not a nutritionist, nor am I a physical trainer. You could probably talk to someone way more qualified than me if you want a detailed, definite answer. But if you want my answer, first of all, no, they don't stunt your growth, but second of all, you're too young to be taking them anyway. Ray Miza says, what are my interests outside of basketball? Ray, go to my website, dreallday.com. I think you'll get a lot of answers. Basketball 23 Shoes says, does working out stunt your growth when you're younger? Because I'm 14 and 5'7", and my brother says don't work out because it'll stunt your growth. Well, I bet you your brother's probably not an athlete. He's probably not in that great of a shape. He's telling you not to work out. That makes no sense whatsoever. No, working out does not stunt your growth. If something's going to stunt your growth, unless you heard it from a doctor, it's probably incorrect. Antonio Lawson says, what's up, Dre? I'm 5'10", I'm a shooting guard. I shoot threes well. My coach wants me to drive to the hole and shoot mid-range shots. But I got to the point where I'm so comfortable just shooting threes. Should I listen to him or just do what makes me happy? Well, you could do either one, Antonio. If you listen to him, you'll probably be on the team, get playing time, and get to play on the basketball team. You do what makes you happy, you'll probably be off the team and shooting three-pointers by yourself because you won't have a team to play for. So you can make that decision. Amel Max says, do you have a favorite NFL team? No, I don't. I don't really watch the NFL. Jamel Fletcher says, I've been playing basketball since the start of this summer. I'm in 11th grade. I want to know if it's too late to try to turn basketball into a career, yes or no. Well, Jamel, you answer the question. Whatever you answer, I agree. Working on my game says, Dre, I was wondering what you think is the right amount of work and rest. There is no right amount of work and rest. You had to decide what's the right amount of work and rest for yourself. There is no set amount like, all right, every person in the world needs to work for 3 hours and everybody needs to rest for 2 hours. It doesn't work like that. You got to decide what works for you, which will require you to do some thinking and some analysis of yourself and your own life. Tharsun Yogalingam says, well, I make a Nate Robinson program, Hoop Handbook program. Sorry if this has been answered before. So people have asked me this before, so I think Nate Robinson is going to be on the list of the next set of programs that do come out, so look out for Nate Robinson. But once that's out and they're happening, you'll see a video about it that's dedicated to those programs. Ian Sexton said, you say you don't play 2K. How come? Because you had on the 2K shirt in the video. Oh, I didn't even know that was a 2K shirt. That was just a t-shirt that I probably got for free somewhere, and I cut it up and I just like it because it feels comfortable. I don't even know what it says on the front of the shirt, but I do not play 2K. Incredible says, do you think girls like guys who have six packs and muscles? I think yes, but I think it'll take a little bit more than just what you look like for a girl to like you. Your personality probably has a whole lot to do with it as well. Vincent Gerard says, how do I dribble faster and improve my jump shot? Vincent, you improve both of those while working on your game. Tech Gaming says, thanks for advising Jump Manual. I'm on week 3 and already see progress. It's excellent. Those who don't know what Jump Manual is, go to dreallday.com/jump and you'll get all your information. AMC 2525 says, I respect for what you do on and off the court as well as your educational contributions to the basketball community. He says, is it possible you could turn down the background music so I could better concentrate on what you are saying? Well, AMC, I didn't think the music was that loud. I always check to make sure it's not overshadowing my voice. So I'll think about it. Garrett Hill says, but thank you for the compliments. Garrett Hill says, who's my favorite NBA player and why? Michael Jordan, because he was the best. The Hobby 007 says, Dre, do you prefer 1 foot or 2 feet dunking? You're great. Keep going. Work on your fucking game. I don't have a preference for either. The preference is to put the ball in the basket. That requires dunking off 2 feet. Do it. If it's 1 foot, do it. If it's a layup or jump shot, free throw, do it. It's just some awesome dude. Says, you ever been in a mental state of flow? People call it the zone, because I've been in this state. Want to know if you've been in this state of extreme focus. Of course, everybody's been in that state from one time to another. The trick is figuring out how you get yourself in it more often and stay in it longer and be able to do it on call, which is a very challenging thing to do. There have been several books and studies done on it, wrote about this exact topic, which you could probably look up and read on. I've actually written, I think I've done a couple videos on, I know I've done a couple videos on the zone, getting into that mental state of flow, and there are books that you can read. I wrote posts about it. If you go to my website, you'll see those. Chris Damian says, my question is, says, can I read this comment? He said he thinks I blocked him on his other account for answering the question before I saw you hate when people do that. Well, Chris Damian, I do see your question. So if I blocked your other channel, I don't know what it is, but it was blocked for a reason. You're not blocked on this one, so there you go. Next question. Jay Hicks says, what kind of music do you listen to before a game? I got about 20 videos on that exact topic. Jay, if you go to my channel, to the playlist, you'll see workout music or pre-game music. Is a whole playlist with each one of those videos, 10 videos per video, 10 songs per video. Frosty says, Dre, I was wondering if you could help me out with a problem I have with my handle. I have good handle, I get nervous. I feel there's a mental confidence issue. Frosty, check out my book, The Mental Handbook, and also my book, The Mirror of Motivation. Those will help you with your mental and confidence issues, which will in turn help the way you perform physically in the game and also in life. ASAP C. He says, wondering if you like the comment. I don't even understand what he said. The Hobby already asked a question. I'm not addressing your second one. K Baller says, Dre, what do you think of 50 Cent's new music and the new G Unit? Well, it's really the old G Unit with just one new person. I'm a big fan of 50 Cent. I haven't heard anything by 50 by himself unless you're referring to his last album. It's got a few songs that I like. And the G Unit, I mean, I've always been a fan of G Unit, just like I've been a fan of 50. I haven't really given a full, thorough listen to the EP they just put out, but I will soon. SportsLight22 says, you ever have players on your team that are cocky and think they're the best? How should I handle it when teammates act like this because they're on my team? Thanks, keep up the great work. But SportsForLife22, your problem is not them, the problem is you. If a player on your team thinks they're the best and that bothers you, that probably tells you a lot about yourself. Why don't you think you're the best? Because if I think I'm the best, and somebody else on my team who thinks they're the best, I welcome the fact that they think that. Now we could go head to head every day in practice and see who really is the best. So if it bothers you that somebody thinks they're the best, it's probably because you think that you're not. So you need to look at yourself and stop looking at them. Jeezy Dog PSN says, how do I keep my body and knees healthy when I'm a slasher like Derrick Rose? You just do it. You had to ask me a more detailed question than how do I keep my body healthy. B-Ball AZ says, I got the Kyrie program And he said something is wrong with he said he's having issues with sound on the video using the Kindle app. He wondered if it's supposed to be like that if he's doing something wrong. B-Ball probably has something to do with your phone. The sound works on any video you click on within the program. So if the sound's not working, it's probably the volume's turned down on your phone or something like that. So you should take a look at your device, and if you ultimately can't figure it out, contact Amazon and they'll help you get it right. Pyro the Flame YT says, what do I think about Mio and other water flavor enhancers? Do I still drink Dratorade? Mio and other water flavor enhancers, I don't think anything about them because I have never tried any of them, nor am I scheduled to do so. And do I still drink Dratorade with the salt and the lemon juice? No, actually I don't really now. I just drink straight up water when I'm working out. Nothing added to it, no Gatorade, nothing. Ryan Comito says, I want to go on my body fat. I'm not huge, but I'm chubby. Could I tell him a good solution? That would be great. I'm barely eating and starting to do cardio is the wrong way to look at it. Could give me other ideas, thanks. Ryan, you can check out the Ultimate Athlete 15-week program. I'm assuming you're a basketball player. So that's some training that'll help your body. And that'll help lower your body fat once you add some muscle. You also check out the Position of Power. You get either one of those programs on Amazon or iTunes at dreallday.com/Amazon or /iTunes. Justin Francois Paul says, I was reading by a game. What happened to your coach at Penn State? Do you know what basketball managers do in high school? Well, Justin, if you read my book By a Game, you'll know what happened to the coach. You just read the book. He says, do I know what basketball managers do in high school? No, I don't, because I ain't never been no manager. So you had to ask somebody who was one. Crazy Handles says, do you think Kobe and Melo are better scorers than LeBron? And then he lists some stats from those guys. Do I think they're better scorers than LeBron? I would say, yeah. I'll say they're more set. Their games are more geared towards scoring, whereas LeBron can score, but his game is more all around as far as offensively. Dimitri Tukovic says, does body weight training have the same influence on metabolism like weight training, or is it a little different? I don't know, Dimitri. I'm not really qualified to answer that question in a detailed way that will be completely accurate. You can probably ask my trainer, Maria, and you can contact her through the link at the end of the Ultimate Athlete or Position of Power programs. Hopefully you got one or the other. If you don't, go to Amazon or iTunes and get them right now. Tony says, this is the last question. Does playing ball after you work out affect your muscle growth when the goal is to build strength and add muscle to add to your game? Well, asking, does something affect you? People say, if I do this action, does it affect something? Every action has an effect. So when people say, does doing this affect something? Of course it affects it. You have to ask a better question than does it affect it. Every single thing you do, every word you speak, every step you take, everything you put in to eat, everything you drink, everything you think has some effect on something. So you got to ask me a better question, does it affect? Be more detailed. And if it's something that's more on a personal level, it's not an answer that's going to help the entire group of people watching this video. If it's just for you, you should probably send me an email, dre@dreallday.com. Again, once I get the consultation, coaching packages put together, I'll come up with exactly what that's going to be, and I'll make a separate video about that, and then all y'all know about it. So for those of you who quote unquote need help, and a lot of you claim that you do, I'll help you, and we'll see what it is. We'll go into the details of your situations outside of the Q&A so that we can keep this moving and everybody can get their questions answered, and hopefully you hear an answer to a question that can help you and not just benefit that one person. Anyway, that's all the questions for this week's Q&A. Thank you everyone who came through with a question. Any questions y'all have for the next Q&A, leave them down here in the comments to this video. I think that's all there is to it. If y'all want to get y'all games up, y'all know what it is, hoophandbook.com, dreallday.com/iTunes or /Amazon, or just the website hoophandbook.com. Any questions, personal stuff, just for you, Dre@dreallday.com is the email address. Got more videos, more announcements, more projects, more stuff coming up. Stay tuned. Make sure you are subscribed. New videos every single day. I'm tired of talking. And it's hot as hell in this hoodie. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.
Hey, somebody sign that kid Dre Baldwin, man. I swear to God, man, he need to be on the team, man. That nigga be ballin', man. I be ballin' too, I swear. Man, I feel like Dre Ball, Dre